So perhaps you could give an example of a client that's had tight hamstrings and what the issues were with that client, and again how you approached that particular issue.
Okay. Well, a common manifestation of tight hamstrings is someone doing a forward bend and not being able to reach their toes and that sort of thing. The reason for that, well, the student I'm thinking of is when I was last in Bangkok. He'd just started yoga because his girlfriend sort of dragged him into it, and he kind of liked the feeling, but got frustrated because he couldn't sort of, when he tried to do a leg stretch, he couldn't even reach his foot and all the rest of it. So what I did was I got him to lie on his back and just got him to put his hands on top of his knee with the leg folded and pull the bone into the socket. Because one of the reasons the hamstrings are tight is because they're protecting the thigh bone from being pulled out of the socket. So I got him to pull on the knee and feed the bone into the socket and stir it around, and notice that if he stopped pulling on his leg, the thing actually moved better. So he was doing a bit of that, and then after he had released his hip, which also released some space in the belly, I got him to catch hold of his foot. Now most people, when they want to, if they feel like they have a tight hamstring, they will sort of go for the tightness and then pull on it. They pull on it, and they feel the tightness and think, right, I can stretch now. But the conflict that you're creating makes the hamstrings tight. So that's why it doesn't really work. So having got him to sort of loosen up the hip joint, which is kind of necessary, so there's some sort of freedom of movement in there, then I got him to just meet my touch. So I put my hand there and said, rather than retracting, meet my touch and rest. So he did that, and in doing so, he kind of took his sensitivity into the foot, and by not retracting, by not creating tension, there was a very simple fluid path through the joints, and he had the ground behind him so he could rest. And then I said, release the breath and imagine your leg falling away from you, and he did, and it worked.
Wow.
Because there's no restrictive tension in place. It was just working through the joints. It's purely mechanical, but you have to really work quite hard to get past the headspace that is causing all the problems in the first place.